So, in this module, we're going to talk about why business. So, let's get into it. All right. So, the first thing I want to talk about is this cash flow quadrant. So, I don't know. I'm hoping that some of you must have read the Rich Dad Poor Dad book. It's such a great book. I highly recommend it. So in that book, Robert Kiyosaki talks about the cash flow quadrant. And so as you can see here, you find this quadrant that has four sections. So on the top left-hand side, you have the employee represented by E. And so that essentially means you have a job. And if you're looking at a transition, if you start a business as a self-employed individual, so you move from the E quadrant to the S quadrant. S quadrant represents the self-employed. And in that case, you own a job. And so you're moving from having a job to owning a job. And the reason why he says you own a job is because now you have some control, because now you can work for yourself, you can structure your own contracts, and you can do a few things that you cannot necessarily do as an employee. And the next transition from there is to move into the B quadrant. And so the B represents a business owner, and that quadrant you find is in the top right hand corner. And now you own a system that generates cash flow for you in your business. And the ultimate quadrant is the I quadrant. So you move from being a business owner to an investor. As an investor, you have your money working for you. And I'm going to illustrate this on quickly on a flipboard, so that you get a different perspective, or maybe a deeper perspective, on the reason why it is important to move from the left hand side to the right hand side, and ultimately to be from B to an investor where you have your money working to generate money.
All right, so these are the four quadrants you find in the Rich Dad book. So on the top left-hand side, we have the E that stands for the employee. And on the left uh, hand side, on the lower hand, we have the S that stands for self-employed. And on the top right-hand corner, we have the B that stands for business, and the I that stands for the investor. So as an employee, you are trading time for money. So this is you here. So here is a conversation of time for money. So you work for 40 hours a week, you get paid. If you show up, you get paid. If you don't show up, you don't get paid. So it is a conversation of time for money. So if you go to the next quadrant, which is a self-employed person, then here we have results for money. So you're still trading time for money, but now you have a little bit more control of your time, because now you can plan your time when you go to work, when you show up, to some level. So there's a little bit of flexibility compared to being an employee. So if you show up and deliver results, you get paid. If you deliver the service, you get paid. And if you don't get paid. So it is results for money. Right? In this economy, it is time for money. In this economy, it is results for money. As a self-employed, now you are in business. You're able to write off certain expenses. in generating this income. All right, so expenses incurred directly to generate this income you can write off as a self-employed individual. So you move from being an employee, so that is you working for money, to being a self-employed person. You're still working for money, but now how much you make depends on the kind of results you deliver. Right? So that's what gives you a little bit of control. The next step now is to move from the self-employed to the business. Now, when it comes to business, it's a conversation of systems for money. So now you have systems that are now generating cash flow for you. So the systems can be in the form of people working for you. It could be in the form of technology and processes that you set up to deliver results for your clients. And so that is what is happening here. So you have your systems uh, delivering results. So here you're now using what we call leverage. So you're using leverage because now you're able to generate money by employing systems, by using other people, other resources, right? So business, the business quadrant gives you the ability to leverage, and at the same time, you get the ability to do things in a tax efficient way. So you get some tax advantages as well. So that is what system provides business. That's what the business will provide for you. In the next quadrant, which is the investor, as soon as you become an investor, it's now a conversation of money for money. So the conversation here is money for money. So here it is your money working for you to generate more money. So this is where you have total control, uh, and this is where ultimately you want to be. So this is the typical progression. So you go from being an employee to a self-employed individual, then you move to business, and then from business you now come um, to that end where you want to be an investor, right? So that is one reason why we move from this side of the quadrant to that side of the quadrant, because on this side we get leverage. Depending on what you're investing in, you also get leverage because now you can invest in things like real estate that will give you leverage. You can invest in a couple of other vehicles that will give you leverage, and you can do that tax efficiently, right? And so that's why on the right hand side, we get leverage, we get tax advantage, and so that's the reason why, as an employee, you want to make that transition quickly to a point where you can now employ some business, and that way you get some benefits of owning a business. So I just wanted to show you that quickly so that you can get a different perspective of what the flow quadrant looks like.
So next, we're going to talk about the business benefits and why business. Why do we get into business? What are some of the key benefits that a business provides? The first one, I think, is a big one, is the tax advantage. So if you own a business, the ability to write off expenses is a big advantage. And if you think about the tax code here in Canada, as a business owner, particularly if you own business in a corporation, your tax rate on the average is about 15 to 16%. and that is way lower compared to a marginal tax rate of about 50 something, over 50% on the personal side, right? And so, as an employee, if you're an employee making over $200,000 per year, your marginal tax rate at that income level is over 50%. So that is crazy. That is really, really high. And so that's one of the biggest advantages of owning a business. Right. You have this low tax rate, and on top of that, you have the ability to write off expenses directly related to generating income in the business. The second one is leverage. Leverage is the ability for you to use other people's money, it's the ability for you to use other people's resources. And so a business provides you with leverage. And what leverage does is to give you the ability to improve your return on the amount invested in your business. So that's why leverage is key. As an employee, you don't have leverage. You're essentially trading time for money. If you don't show up, you don't make money. Well, that's different when you have a business. As a business owner, you don't necessarily need to show up. You have others showing up for you to earn income. So leverage is a key advantage of owning a business, is a key benefit. If you think about all the wealthy or the richest people in the world, they all employ leverage. Income. So business gives you the ability to generate and to scale your income. If you are an employee, it's challenging to scale your income. I mean, maybe from your experience, you can easily tell. On the average, as an employee working for a big corporation, your income at most will go up 2%, 3%, maybe 1% every year. In some cases, it may go up a little bit higher when you get a promotion or when you leave your an employer and move on to a different company. Then that's the way you sort of scale your income. But even at that, the scale is not the same. It's not the kind of scale you get in a business. Um, if you're running a business, in fact, you can scale your income in such a way that is almost unlimited how much income you can generate in some cases. So you have the ability to to double your income, to triple your income from year to year. So that is the leverage or the benefits that a business provides. The fourth advantage I want to talk about is lifestyle. So with business, you can do something that fits your lifestyle. You can structure your business in such a way that it matches with the kind of lifestyle that you love. And a good example for that is, let's say you love to travel. If you love to travel, you can build a business around travel. Maybe you start a travel agency. Maybe you become a travel blogger. Um, and that way you travel, and most, or if not all, of your travel cost becomes a business expense. Um, you travel with your kids, you get your kids involved in different aspects of your business, and maybe you can write off part of their cost. So you choose a lifestyle you love or you want to live, and then you build a business around your lifestyle so that when you go out for meals, if you love dining out with friends, you turn that to a business meal. If you drive a car, you build a business that will allow you so that most of the time when you drive, it becomes a business trip. And so that is the idea behind building a business that fits your lifestyle. And a business will give you that benefit. That is not something you'll find working as an employee. The next one I want to talk about is passion. So it's sort of similar to lifestyle. But what I advise business owners or people that want to get into business is to look for something that you're passionate about, and then you you do that and you turn that into a business. For example, I love the game of chess. And so I'm so passionate about the game of chess that I figured out a way to turn it into a business. And so now, if I want to play chess, or I can create an event for chess players to come and compete. And so it's something I love. And so I've created a business around it. I've created a membership around it, and I provide chess content for people that love the game of chess. I provide chess training for people that want to learn more about chess and they want to improve their game of chess. I run events for chess. Sometimes, if I want to travel, let's say I want to travel to Montreal, I can run an event, a chess event in Montreal, and get people to come to compete in Montreal. That way, I can travel to Montreal. I can expense my trip to Montreal. I can participate in that event. Um, so I can experience a new city. So, look for your passion and build a business around that passion. Impact. So with a business, you can create a lot of impact. You can build a business, you can build a community, you can build a movement. So that is the impact a business can have. And if you start a business, the reason why you're in business is to provide solution in terms of services and products to people. And when you provide that, you can impact a lot of lives because when you provide services and solutions to people, those services and those products can change their life. And so you're impacting different and lots of people because you have a product that can that can be used by many people. And so that is one way to build a movement. That is one way to build a community that thrives. And one of the ways you can do that is having a business. All right, so this is the end of this module. I'll see you in the next module.